Hey everyone, it's your boy Doc Williams, and today we're going to be talking about Marketplan and how you can get started using this app, among others, how you can start building your no-code app and your project. So come with me. Again, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Very excited for today's program. And we're going to be talking about all kinds of things. We're going to be talking about building your no-code app with Marketplan and all of those things. So if you have questions, put them in the comment section down below, and we're going to get started. Now, if you have never heard of Marketplan, Marketplan is an all-in-one marketing platform. But the reason I use this allows me to plan out my process of how I'm going to be building. Now, some people use this for a map for campaigns for marketing, but this really allows you to understand the user experience as well. And you can be using this to create that workflow for your app as well. So imagine, for me, it's almost like an overview, a faster way to work of a bird's eye view, even faster than Figma or something like that. So again, it helps you with your process and all of those things. So we're going to be building this, and let me know again in the chat what you're going to be doing, what you're trying to be building, and that will help me as I'm building this out to help you. By the way, thank you so much for everyone being here. The kind words, thank you so much. Let me know if you have any questions in the comment section. Okay, so again, this allows you to map out what you're doing with your campaigns. You can have team collaboration. You can run projections if you're looking for sales, all of those things. And then you can set it all on live mode and allow your data to come in real time. And again, you can use this as a tracker, all of those things. It just works. It just works a lot. So we're going to be talking about that today, all of those things, and getting started. Now, again, you can start out using this for free if you go to marketplan.io. I'm going to drop my affiliate link in the link as well in the comment section. But remember, this allows you to get started with everything that you're trying to do and build with your business, okay? So we're going to be building this out. We're going to be talking about how we use this in our business and how this really focuses on building your own no-code app. Again, thanks everyone for jumping in. Thank you for being here. All right, let's get right into it. And Erica, you had questions about this, so this is going to be great as well. So once you sign up for Marketplan, you're going to be taken to this screen. And this allows you to have your projects right here on the left-hand side. And then your to-do list is coming soon. So I can't wait for that as well. Can't wait for that. That way you can be project managing all those things. Yeah, Jeet. Yeah. So they came out around the same time, Funnelytics and them. Yep, exactly right. Both do basically the same thing. So let me know, Jeet, have you used it? Do you use it for your business? So as you're going through this is what I'm going to be doing. First, I'll go into this section. That's fine. Okay, so I'm going to go into build with me right here. And as you can see, I have quite a few different ones that I use, but I'm going to come in and just bring this in first. I'm going to say beta live use case, and I'm not going to have a thumbnail. I'm going to make it for the currency US when I want to turn on the projections and start tracking. Inverted icons, everything else I'm just going to say create, then we go from here. Guys, so this brings me up to my first one right here. Okay, and then this one, again, exactly like G was saying, Funnelytics, they run very similar. The thing is, I would say with Marketplan, they have a whole suite, so they have convert pages and everything like that. So if I want to be, I'm not sure if Funnelytics has capacity for landing pages, do they? I don't know. This one allows you to plug into your landing pages from the same provider, all those kind of things. So right here, this allows me to decide on the type of funnel that I can be building. But really, I use this for planning when I'm building on apps, because a lot of people think about that they want to just have certain buttons and all those things, which are great. But this can also allow you to think about your workflow through no code as well, because now I can just use the pages. I can also think about the actions, and these actions can also help me think about the automation. So if anyone in the audience has used something like Zapier or something like this, now when I'm building out my workflow and I need to have Zaps included, I can already be thinking about the tagging, the conditions, the wait time, all of those things, and it will work just like Zaps right here. Now, again, why would I use this before I go into Zapier or something like this? This helps me plan out what I'm trying to do, right? So I'll usually have some kind of sticky note right here, and I'm going to just do plan. Yeah, it keeps you really organized. So I can say like app idea. Let me zoom in. I want to create X type of app. Okay. So if I'm doing that, right, that works out great. I now have that where I want to go. And then when I'm building out all my other pages, or I'm thinking about, okay, I need a user to log in. I need a user to do this. This one says landing page, those things, but it can still allow me to walk through what I need to do. For example, if I'm having member page, I might just change this to member login. I can say, or user login. Right. So this is helping me very quickly to think about, if I'm going to be planning out my app, how am I going to go page by page? Now, again, this doesn't replace something like Figma, but perhaps if you're not a designer, or you're trying to think about the base model first and you're not thinking about the design and everything and working on everything at once, Marketplan makes it really easy to, again, focus on what you need to do step by step. So I have this user login, all of those things. Then I can start thinking about where the traffic is coming from, first of all. Let me think about the traffic. Okay, so I'm thinking about, I'm going to be using this. People are coming from blogs, either chat, email sequence, whatever, right? So I can be thinking about, if I'm having them come from those locations, what do I need them to first do? I need them to go to this user login at this point. And then all I'm doing is easily being able to think about, okay, this first section, they need to be coming here, right? I need to first have them at this user portal. Okay, once I have the onboarding from a user login perspective, what do I need them to do? I need them to go to my main page. I need them to do whatever. So now I can be thinking about, okay, I need them to go to my main page. So I can grab another one and I can say right here, main page. So I can change this out and just change this, main dashboard, or something like that. Okay, so now that I'm having this, I can work through any kind of app that I'm thinking about pretty systematically. So then if I need to find the right kind of tech, I need to find the right kind of platform like Adalo, AppGyver, it doesn't really matter. Then we can go one step at a time. Lee, welcome, Lee. Thanks so much for being here. Yeah, Jude. Yeah, it is like funnel mapping. Yeah, exactly. But now you're using it for the application for apps. Yep. Let's see. Lee's got a question. Hey, what's going on, Phantom Critic? Let's see. Lee's talking. Hey, everyone. Yep, Doc, I like the way to map out the flow before getting into the build. Very cool. Yeah, exactly. So you're just, again, getting into the flow, what you're trying to do, especially if you're overthinking it and it's a learning curve to learn something like Figma, or it's just another layer. That, again, for designers, I think Figma's still top and far and away, it's going to be the biggest thing for you. But I find that a lot of people get stuck in trying to make it look pretty and trying to do these things all with Figma. So with Marketplan, again, it allows you to just make it a lot more simple and not overthink it. Yep, exactly. Exactly. Yep, I forgot to say hey to, yep, Phantom Crick, thank you so much for being here. Cool. Now, on the same point, I'd like to say, if you're also thinking about, I could have it on this same exact page. I could be thinking about the breakdown of the workflow of what I want to do with my app. the same page dropping down, I could have it also, if I'm thinking about launching my app, I can be looking at the marketing campaign as well. So, and the reason we're saying this is, if you're trying to launch something and you're trying to get, um, if you're trying to get on the front page of Product Hunt or be the product of the day, there's a lot of other factors that's going to happen for you to actually make it. But if you're thinking about how can I do the best I can, how can I start sharing this with the right people, all of those things, then that will help you with everything you're doing. Okay. So think about what your goals are. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on.
Super chat.
Phantom Critic, thank you so much for 99 cents. Appreciate you for the donation and all of those things. You're an awesome person.
Super chat.
Appreciate you. Appreciate you. So this helps with the process of what's going on. Also, too, if you've noticed my cameras, I'm testing out the new Elgato face cam. I'm having some lag on that. I got it the other day. It's not bad, but I'm seeing that there's a lot of lag. I might have to go back to my DSLR. The face cam, it works out, but I'm seeing that there's just a lot of problems with it right now. That's interesting. We're doing a full breakdown video on the other channel, but I don't know. The face cam, I'm not liking it. I mean, it's a good resolution, but it's jumping a lot. Let me know on your end if it's jumping. I'm noticing that. I don't know. I don't know. I might have to go back to my other DSLR. I don't know. I'm really trying to test this. Maybe it's my settings. I got to see. I don't know. I'm not sure why I'm having so many problems. But it shouldn't be that bad. It shouldn't be that bad. We're using it right now. I don't understand. Yeah, you can see it, right, Lee? So as you're looking at this, this is the face cam right now I'm using. But if you're looking at it, you see how it's lagging? It's not the best of what I want. Um, yeah, I mean, yeah. So it depends what you're using. I'm using a Mac. I'm using my MacBook Pro though. This should not be having a problem with any of these resolutions. Anyway, so we'll take a look at that. We'll take a look. And again, we do all the tech reviews on the other channel, the hardware reviews anyway. Okay, so right now we just talked about how we would do the basics. Now, if you're wondering how we're going to do certain things, if you're using Glide or using other platforms, then let me know what you're using. Then it will help us to decide like what we're going to build. But for the most part, I've been using Glide for the last couple of weeks. Not bad. But if you have a very specific question in Glide or any other platform, yeah, yeah, it's jumping a little bit. Yeah. I don't know. Let me look at Glide. Glide, screen, ratings, onboarding process. There we go. So for an example, we were just talking about like Marketplan. So Marketplan planning out like user login. If I want to have different onboarding for different people, we can start building out, hey, if I'm trying to open a sequence for brands and then influencers, what do I need to do? Now, if you're looking at this too, and these are some of the guides I'm putting together, this is if you're trying to do this in Glide, all of the steps necessary to change all of your settings. So it's really deciding on what you need to be doing to what platform you're going to be using. So if you're using Glide or something like that, let me know. Phantom Critic, yeah, we just started. Frozen. I think I might have to change the other one. I might have to change the other one. I might have to change my other camera until I fix it. Hold on. I might have to change to my webcam. Yeah, my Logitech. I might have to change. Yeah, so I had to change it to my Logitech. My other one is, I don't know, it's not going as well. Maybe I had to change in settings. But anyway, thank you for letting me know as well. So, some lag, but didn't notice until you said it. Yeah. I don't know. Okay, cool. I'll take a look at it. So, yeah, and if you're using Glide or if you're trying to see how to use Glide, Lee, let me know if you're using Glide as well. I know you're using Bubble, but let me know. I'm working on, again, these guides to make sure that people are having the progression of what they need to do. So I'm going to show you how to use Marketplan. Let me know what platform anyone wants to see. I might use Glide. just because I'm already in that mode for the last couple of weeks. But again, I can show you again. If I'm looking over here with Marketplan, I can be planning this out just like this, and then I can go into the app platform of my choice and then make it happen. So like say for instance, if I have user login and then I'm going to say condition, I'm going to say user login condition. Let me X this out. The condition will be if the person is also an influencer or a brand, then I'm going to have two different logins, right? So I can change this. I'm going to say like influencer login here. Okay, so I'm going to change this. Influencer login. Okay. All right, so I'm going to have conditions. Yes, Phantom Critic, I do have a second channel. I'm going to put the link right there. This is a brand new one, but it's for all of our other content, for tech reviews, for everything. Let's see, let's put that over there. Okay, so now this one will give me two different conditions based on if it's an influencer or if it's something else, right? And now I can be checking if they self-segment themselves over here, it's going to be something different, right? So again, this allows me to start planning out how I'm going to be progressing through my app. Let's see. Oh yeah, Kevin, thanks so much. I see you over there on Twitch. Exactly. Excited to see if Marketplan can help out. My latest project is a local newsletter. Oh, cool. Cool, Kevin. Congrats. Um, yeah, I mean, this could definitely help with the local newsletter too, because it can start tracking where people are coming from and where they're converting. Because if you look at the top where it says stats, it drops down and you can start tracking everyone, the visitors, the leads, how much it costs per sale and everything. It does all of that for you. Yeah. So if you're doing a newsletter and tracking that, Kevin, you'll be perfect. And you can even turn on live. So it's a tracker. It's a UTM tracker, but you can do all of those things. Yeah. Yeah. Kevin, let me know. That's awesome. That's awesome to see. But this market plan could be something big for you. Yeah. So let's try this out. We're going to try this out using Glide and starting right here. So I'm going to time myself, see what we can do with Glide. Yeah, Glide is interesting. I mean, it has limitations, but it's really, it is pretty slick and it's pretty easy to use. So yeah, you can create apps within 5 minutes for free with Glide apps. I'll put it in the chat. It's not bad. Again, it depends on the project that you're working on, but I mean, you got this. So uh, let me do an overview. So you can create like delivery apps, field sales, inventory pretty easily because you're using the power of Google Sheets. So let's take a look at this real quick. When I log in, I can decide to use some of their templates. These are just some of like the apps that I've just been playing around with, and you can just keep making more and more if you want. For example, like say for instance, if I want just a classic template, I can click on it and then it will automatically use that template. After it gets, out of the emotional section for a second. Yeah, so right off the bat, it will already make, the app is published. That's great. So this is the front end, and this will allow you to see like the tiles, list version. So this is basically editing what you're seeing in the columns and rows. And then your database, which is your Google Sheet, is on the left-hand side, which is your data, and then your tables are right here. So locations, all that kind of stuff. So again, it works on the same exact uh, database as Google Sheet, and if I click the Google Sheet button, now it takes me to a sheet. But I can edit it all in Glide. I can have all different types of columns. I can have relation columns, so I can match it to one or one to many. I can do all of this stuff in Glide. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. And then in the middle, I can change it what it visually looks like, what's happening. And then on the right-hand side, that's when I can look at the settings. I can change out like the app information, the icons. privacy, sharing, all of those things. So if you want something to get started quickly, it's not a bad idea. It's not perfect for everything. I would say check what you're trying to create, but Glide helps a lot. So let's take a look. We just went to the live use case. We're trying to make this segmentation. And Erica, when you're here, let me know because I know you had some questions on Marketplan as well. So, and Kevin, if you have questions, let me know. Anyone has questions on it. I'm switching back and forth, but if you want me to focus on one type of platform, let me know. So I'm going to say like Docs app user onboarding custom, something like that. Custom. Okay. So when you're getting started with it, you can start with the source, Google Sheets or Glide Tables. Glide Tables is it's like an easier version of Google Sheets. It's Glide's own tables, but it's not as advanced as Google Sheets and a couple of things that it does. Yeah, so we're going to do Google Sheets, and I'll put it in the chat. This is what I've been working on. But to get started with custom onboarding, you just have to create your database in a certain way. So I just made the database for you, so it's easier. For example, this is what the database you have to have. You have to have a column for name, email, image, user type, login, increment, and that will kind of just help you make your table a lot quicker. So we have that. Let me just import this or use that. Let's do this. Am I on my timer yet? Hold on. Did I already click it? Okay, let's do this. All right, now we have the timer. All right, let's do this. Oh, I have too many tabs. Hold on, let me bring it back. We bring this back for a moment. Go to Notion. Where's my Glide onboarding? Okay, so we have to have a database. We're going to go here. Database, let's continue. It's going to ask us where do we want to pull our data. Let's see, where's our database? Onboarding. Let's see, onboarding. Copy. Let's do template. Template. Select that. Okay, so it's taking the Google Sheet that we just had, and right now it just took it and it said users and then user type. And the reason it did that was it only had two different types of sheets. So it just made an app for us. So it just made some assumptions and then it just made the app for us. I would say this is a like easier version than like App Sheet. App Sheet is a like a one ratchet above it that Google bought, but it's very similar. It works very similar. It's just making assumptions that it's like trying to make the app that I want. So I make this tab here, and then I get this hamburger or the 3 lines, and it's asking me how to set up my profile. So right here, it's saying like, who do I want to be? Let's see, let's pick users. And then now this is matching who I am, right? So if I look at it, now I'm having users here and users type. So I'm just going to add some like dummy data. I'm going to say like name is doc at gmail.com. I wish I had that one. Image, I can put an image, but I can actually change it out. So let me change it to regular image. And it works on Unsplash actually. So, I mean, it integrates. So you see right here, I just clicked on it instead of me uploading and trying to find something on Unsplash, it integrates it right away. Now I can like have a profile as a dinosaur right there. So I have that. Let me pick another one. Lee, you're in the audience, so I'm just going to add you. Lee at I'll say launchstash. Launchstash.com. Mylaunchstash.com. By the way, check out launchstash.com. That's what we all use for our affiliate links, all that stuff. You're saying you should be Candy. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so that allows you to build out your users. And if I go back here, close. If you look at it, it just had me as a dinosaur, right? So it just does all of those changes right there for you. I can change it to be like circles. And now like you see how I'm a dinosaur. Lee is a bowl of sprinkles because you just changed all of those things in your database right there. That's what I really like Glide, how easy it is right there. Okay. So we have that set up. Then on the other hand, the user type, we had influencer or brand. And there is reason we have that is because it will help with if we wanted someone to onboard and you wanted to have a different experience if I was a brand or an influencer. That's why it's saying like what kind of onboarding. The same thing is like if you're on eBay and you want to have a buyer or a seller, you need to have two different user profile types, something like that, right? So this is teaching you how to set up the segmentation of the two users. Let me know if that makes sense. Let me know if that makes sense. Like Intelfluence. I always jack up that name. Intelfluence. That name is hard for me. But okay, so you see right here, work with trusted influencers to promote your brand and products. You can sign in as a brand or an influencer. And if you look at it, it's two very different types of onboarding. And so the same thing is if you're creating your type of app, that's what you need to be doing. Yeah. Yep. Okay, so we have that. Let me see. By the way, why is the screen so blurry? It might be, I don't know. It might be your resolution. Depends. Let me know if everyone dealing with that. Let me know. Yeah, sometimes when it's streaming, it will go back and forth. I apologize. It might be coming back for a moment. But yeah, let me know in the chat if it's blurry for everybody. Could be. Could be. Okay, so we just did all of that. All right, create a new tab. Did that. Okay. So create a welcome tab. Let's do this. Yeah, just a few moments. It might clear up. It might clear up. I think it will. Keep me posted though. Thank you. Welcome tab. Okay, so this one will show you how to have a welcome screen. So that way we can have a custom welcome. Just like this one has a different welcome screen for the onboarding if you're a brand or an influencer, the same thing. And look at this. So if we put influencer, it just totally takes the difference. It doesn't even show brand right there at the top. So we would do something similar. Okay. So we have that. We have the welcome screen right here. The next thing that we need to do, we need to make the tab source a user. Tab source user. Click on the details view. Okay. Now, if you're looking at this, you're like, what notes are you looking at? This is just all of my notes that I did this before, but so because I forget all the time of different things, I write down all of my notes how to do different things. That way I can always refer back to this. And so every project that I do, let me show you this. Every project that I do, I make a list of how I did it. So if I do Google Chrome extensions, if I do anything, all my emerging tech projects, APIs for complete beginners, scrapers, Python, crash course, I write notes for every single thing that I do. Yeah, that way, if I forget, I can just refer back to all my notes, how I created that. Yep. Okay, so we're going to delete that, delete extra components. All right, welcome. Okay, so do I really want to delete all this right now? Okay, maybe I should. And then create a filter. Delete extra components on the screen. All right, let me do it. Sometimes I don't trust myself, but all right, let's do it. Delete all. Yep. So we start off from scratch. We're going to filter. Okay, to LinkedIn. Email. Okay, cool. All right, so hold on. Let me go over here. Emails there. Options. Welcome screen. Extra components. Yep. On the screen. Create a filter. General options. Okay, let's see about this. General options right there. We're going to do a filter. Create a new filter. Email is signed in. Okay. Is signed in user. Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm setting up all of this to be seen only by certain people. So this might seem kind of boring. It's okay. You can let me know if this is boring. Now I'm going to be adding text entries and image picker and choice. Okay. See, so I'm going to go to components, text entry. Next one, I'm going to go to image picker. Okay, and then choice. Cool. Okay, so now I have that, and this will allow me to change some things. Again, onboarding. Okay, so then I'm going to click the tab where it says choices. Let's change the user type. Let's pick it to user type. That way you can pick it if it's the right one. And then let's change it to users. Then column. Let's see, user type. Excuse me. Okay, user type. Okay, right here. Okay, that works. Okay, good. Good, Phyllis. Thank you so much. Thanks for letting me know. Glad it's looking better. Okay, let's see. What am I doing wrong here? Let's see, click welcome under select choice. Sheet choose choices. Okay, so that should already be a choice. And then under choose, column should be user type. User type. There we go. User type. Okay, cool. Okay, user type, title, user type. There we go. Okay, add a button. Change the button. Okay, hold on. Okay, let's add a button. So every time you can add something to the screen, all you do is add, say, insert component, and then you can add a button. Excuse me. I sound like I'm dying. It's my sinuses. Sorry about that. I'll try to sound better. Let's see, choose, enter app. Need to get some water up in here. So I'm going to say title, enter app. All right, enter app right there. That looks fine. Okay. Increment. Okay. Login increment. Ooh, okay, let's knock that out first. I had to go back to my database and knock that out. And I think, all right, let me back up to see this. I missed one step. So I have to go in here, increment, edit it to be, let's see, I think it's got to be number. Let's see. No, I thought there is an increment one. Hold on. That's why we got to Google this. Glide apps, number increment. Listen, that's why I Google everything. If I forget something. Increment. Yeah, but how do I do it? Configure the column to the value you want the increment. I can't see that. Oh, it's a number. Okay, it looks like it's a number. I cannot read that. I'm so blind. Okay, number increment. Let's change this to number. I'm going to just say 1. Use group separator, I guess. Done. Okay, let's do that. I think that's the right thing. All right, so I did that one. All right, that looks good. Choose that. User type. Add an increment by 1. Okay, there we go. Login increment, column, login increment, increment by 1. So it looks like it's just well, let's take a look at what it says. Let's do this. This button. So I click the button and then I can change the action. So this is all the automation that you need. You can do a lot of those things. Increment. Let's do increment by 1. Okay, that looks great. Okay, so we have the button. Where did my button go? Okay, so the action happens, increment plus 1. Choices. Okay, that's fine. Oh, I need to log. There we go. I was like, why can't I do anything? Yeah, so right here, you have to choose the viewing as person, and then you can see it. That's what it was. Okay, cool. So we have that. Login user type. See, influencer, brand. Okay, there we go. I was like, why am I having that trouble? Okay, when they click that button, the login increment is by 1. That way, once they do it once, they never have to do it again. So this is very similar to, say, for instance, you're logging in for the first time for Facebook or Instagram, and you need that onboarding sequence. This is what we're building out. Let me know if that makes sense. But if you're trying to build out a sequence similar to an onboarding section where they have to fill in their picture, they've got to do all those things, that's what we're creating right here. Yeah. Okay. So that looks good. Increment by 1. Okay. For the welcome tab, change the visibility rule. Okay. Login increment is empty. Then they show it. Okay. So we have welcome here. So I did the welcome tab. Options. Visibility. So I did the filter. You can only see it if you're logged, like the email is a signed in user. The visibility I'm changing it to is if login increment is empty, then they see it. So let's see. Let's change this. Let's add a new condition. What's the condition we should do? Login increment. Let's do this. Login increment is empty. There we go. Okay, so you see how it says the screen is visibility is false. So remember, we already have it in as 1. So now it's showing, hey, guess what? We're showing you wouldn't see all this stuff. So you're just doing the logic. So the visibility is logic based right here. Okay, cool. So we did change visibility. Okay, and then we say right here, change each of the other tabs visibility, change it to login increment. Is not empty. So as you're looking at how many pages you have, you're just going to do the opposite. So all this is saying is visibility is just saying almost like a game of peekaboo with a kid. So you're saying if your hands are behind, like if your face is behind the hands, they can't see you. But if you move to the side or you open your hands, what are you going to be able to see? You can see the person's face. That's how you're addressing the visibility. Can they see you or not? So it's a giant game of peekaboo. I know that's very generic and it's like, that's very simplistic, but just think about it. Can the person see that action? Yes or no? And you're telling the app when to show the action or show the page that you want, all of those things. Let me know in the chat if that makes sense. So the visibility is slightly different than the filter. The filter can help you based on, it basically makes it easier segmenting, right? So it's like email is signed in user. That means anyone that is signed in that has a very specific email address can only see what they're supposed to see based on their email. So Lee with the sprinkles can only see certain things if Lee is signed in versus Doc, who is a dinosaur right here, can only see if he's the dinosaur right here. So that's what you're setting up. That's what you're setting up in the whole thing. Awesome. Lee, let me know, what is it similar? What do you do in Bubble for your visibility and filters? Is there a whole other section in Bubble to do it for your logic? Let me know. I find that the first couple of times when I was first using Glide and working on visibilities and like what to do, I was pretty confused at first. So what I would say is like step by step, and this is again why it's perfect, why you have Marketplan, is it helps you plan out, okay, what do I need to do? Who needs to see what? What do I need to do here? Do I need a user login sequence? Do I even need to? Oh man, I sound terrible. Do I even need that? And then go on from there. Yeah, it's very similar. I might go back. I don't know. I might do a boot camp in Bubble coming up. I don't know. I don't know. Let me know, Lee, in the chat if you prefer certain boot camps for Bubble or something like that. I don't know. I'm working on it. I haven't decided yet. So again, this helps you with Glide if you're going to do something like this. The other thing is, let me go out so you can see it. Depending on what you're doing, let me show you like my chat app. It's all about different databases and what you're trying to do. So right here, this is users, right? This is users. So that is having a conversation. And then if I want to have a conversation with someone, I can just click on one person and then I can send the message and I can just be like, hey, right? So I submit it. And now if I go back to my chat feature, you see now it's keeping track of my conversation. So it's setting up the same exact thing. And now I just created a chat app all with Google Sheets. So you can do a lot of different things. I just completed the AirDev 1.0 to learn the Canvas framework. Yeah, it reminds you of conditions of Bubble. Yeah, you completed that? Let me know what you thought about AirDev. I think Stephen Campbell did the same thing. Oh no, I'm not sure if I'm gonna do AirDev. But let me know. Let me know. Okay, so what's the difference between something like this and Adalo? Well, look at how much work I had to do to set up the framework and the relationship and the database and all those things. If I'm in Adalo, which is another platform, it just depends on what you need. So I'm not saying like go to one or the other. But if you look at the database, they already make the database for you and they make all of the relationships work for you as well. So, and you have more control of the workflow. So it sometimes depends on what you're trying to do. And if you're like, Doc, I really don't care about a database right now. I don't want to learn this. This is too much. So it kind of depends on what kind of app you're trying to build in the moment, what you need help with, what you're comfortable with. And really, are you just starting out or are you actually, you're already up and running and you need to have something more advanced? So there's a lot of different factors. There's so many different platforms for no code right now. It kind of depends on what you're trying to do, and it will help you out so you don't get overwhelmed. So again, that's why I go with Marketplan first, and then I think about the platform afterwards. I build the plan. Lee says sometimes I love Bubble, but I totally get when you say Bubble learning curve is steep. Yeah, and that's the thing. I think it's really powerful and a lot of people can use it, but I find that a lot of people's ideas don't need the power of Bubble right off the bat. They need to just move fast and see if people want any of the things that they're trying to build and then decide from there. That's why I'm always saying like I would go with softer or what's the easier? Yeah, I mean I would probably start with softer for about 90% of everything I do, or I would use probably Glide if I'm using a template when I'm not trying to build something custom or something. But softer, it looks good. It's just like a website builder. It has all the power of Airtable and then just move from there. And then if I need to build something more powerful, then I would go to Bubble or AppGyver or something like that. I understand the appeal of AppGyver because it's free and it can do so much, but the learning curve, it's very different than Bubble, but I think it's around the same steep level. And then Flutterflow and Clutch, I don't even put Flutterflow and Clutch really in the no code conversation. I think they're more low code. The same thing with Builder. If someone asks me, no, you need help with React and you need all of those things. I think Clutch is a really good product and platform. And I think Flutterflow is, but you've got to be at a totally different level right there. Yeah. Yeah. But let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. Anyway, so we did that. We knocked out that. We finished up with Glide. let's go through a couple other things with Marketplan, and then let me know what you're thinking. Because if not, I'm just going to start building in brilliant directories because I have to start. I have to start this week. Okay, so if someone says like if Lee is, you know what, we'll give an example with us, right? If I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to first from my email sequence, say for instance, I get people from our landing page. So let's go this way. Let's do it. Okay, so people watch the YouTube channel. They opt in to our newsletter where we have um, a newsletter that comes out every Sunday. So they opt in and then they go through an email sequence. So I can have this to this, and then I have this to this. Say plan is on. Okay. Then over here, I'm going to have from the email sequence, I'm going to have them redirected to a membership plan, like say for instance, like the Build It membership or something like that. Okay, so I have this. Okay, let me zoom in. And then right here, I can start tracking the visitors. I can go into the view section. I can actually build out my email titles, things like that. So I can watch the emails. I can change it. Like say, for instance, the conditions, if this condition or if this action did this, I can start doing all of those things in Marketplan for me to start planning it out. So if you're one of those people that procrastinate or I'm one of those people, and you're having trouble thinking about like your emails or you're overthinking it, this is really good to just give you the foundation of what you're trying to do with your brand. And then from there, you can plug everything else into your CRM and then just watch what's happening. So I mean, this really comes down to if you're either, oh, and by the way, if this is something you're like, well, I like this, but I don't have my own brand. If you know how to use something like Marketplan, this also helps you to be a hired marketing developer because now you can sell your services and plan out their marketing funnel for them and then they pay you. So a lot of these plans that we make out the basics of what the company wants, and if you look at it right here, export and sharing, we sometimes just sell the plan. We just sell this piece right here for 275, and then they can go out and do it or they can hire us to do it. But yeah, I mean, you can do so many things. Either you can have a plan for yourself and your own brand, or you can really use this to set yourself apart as a marketer and just start selling your marketing plans, and you're done. You're done. I love this. I love this idea. Yeah, we used to do it all the time. And then on top of this, we have the Kanban right here. So if we're working on the project, we can just talk about if we manage their project, all of those things. It works. We have a whole section of like the timeline so the client can see what's going on. So I mean, this tool is so good on so many levels. It allows you to have another stream of income selling your marketing plans. It allows you to track your own stuff. I mean, it just there's so many multiple ways to make money with this thing. Also, too, you can invite your clients to see this. So I like this as well because especially when we were running a larger agency and we had so many clients and they were constantly asking us for updates, you can give them access to this so they can see how the funnel is working. What I mean by that is they're not going to be tinkering, but they can see how many people have gone through the funnel. They can see how much money people, the company's made. They just have this drop down to see the visitors, leads, the average lead value, all of those things. And now they feel more engaged. You don't have to worry about the communication, all of those things. It's really brilliant. There's so many things you could do with this. So many things. Okay, so we have that right here. And then we're showing something if you're using Zapier. I'll show you from scratch. Okay, so if we're using Zapier, all right, so depending on what you're doing in Zapier or what's happening that day, if you're having trouble with how you're going to plan that out, hold on, Kevin. Yeah, I thought Kevin, you said something. If you're planning that out, what you do is you can clearly just use all more tools and also the actions and just go from here. So I can have conditions, custom actions, wait. Okay, right? So if someone is clicking on something, someone clicks on this, I can then tag them, right? So if I want to, I can say the tag name, I can do whatever I want. So if they're doing this, I can tag them this way, and then I can write out that kind of tag. Okay. Okay, so we have the view tag name here. There we go. So now we know we can create a custom action. We can do a custom action right here. That's up to you, whatever you want to have it down. But you, again, can track all of these things. You can do wait time. You can do conditions, all planning out if you feel like Zapier is too much at the top. Okay. So think about exactly what you're trying to do, but you can do this all visually. See, yeah, Lee says, in answer to your previous question, the Bubble Own course on their YouTube channel is my favorite for getting started with Bubble. Okay, cool. Cool. Yeah. Yeah. And if you have any Bubble questions, I will point you in the right direction. That is not my expertise, but anyone in chat that wants to learn it, I'll definitely point you in the right direction. Lee has some great sources. Lee's doing great things as well. Uh, Lee and Edmund are doing great things with my launch stash. If you look at their site, that is all Bubble. So, again, if you're looking for someone and what platform they're using and stuff like that, and it looks like did you just add this? I was just in here the other day. Did you just add all of this stuff? Anyway, so right here you can see what's possible with Bubble, and I think you just did mobile optimized too with it too. Yeah. So check it out. I'm gonna put it in the chat if you want to check out his stuff. Yep, my launch stash right there. Yeah. So you just optimize it. Yeah, mylaunchstash.com, and he's doing it in Bubble. Again, you can build on like so many different platforms. Just depends on what you're trying to do. Okay, so we have that. I'm going to look at one other thing, then let me know. I'm probably going to go to Brilliant Directories in a second. Let me go here. Okay, new plan. New beta plan. Okay, so I'm going to say create. Okay, so here, if I'm thinking about a very specific type of funnel, and again, I could be using this if I'm a marketer or something like that too. I can start building this out. I can look from lead generation standpoint, the sales funnel, all of these things. I mean, this thing is top dog. So I'm going to say like use this. That's a good question. Convert Marketplan does not have their own builder, but the company also has convert pages, so it all works together. It's one company, is different suites all working together. Yeah, good question. So like then we have this whole marketing plan. So like if we go to convertpages.com. So this is all of like this is Marketplan works with it, but it's two different products. Let's see if I can log in. Okay, so like say for instance here, and you can see very similar, right? So I can say like new project. I can say like, yeah, beta funnel, currency. And you see how it's a lot of overlap right there. So I can say this, I jump in. Then from here, I'm going to say new funnel. I'm going to say, let's see, testing new landing pages. Okay. So I do that. Edit. Okay. Step one, I'm going to say like landing page. Create. Now this, okay, here we go. Design step. And then right here, you see where it's all the landing page sections? And now I can have like, pricing tables, have all this stuff. So it builds out on top of each other. Yeah. So I'm going to go back to landing page. Yeah. And then like, say for instance, I already want a design. See if I want that. And then you see how it's almost like a drag and dropper. Very simple, right? So I can add this. This is my header. I can add another section. I can add a blank section, blank slides, all of those things. See if I click on this one. You see how it connects. It reminds me of it's not as smooth as Softer. I think Softer has probably one of the best interfaces for something like this. But I can now change it, do all of those things. Yeah, and you see how I can change the elements, I can do all this stuff, and then I'm good to go with the landing page. So it kind of works together, but Marketplan is its own like forecasting and bird's eye view. Then Convert Pages is, I would say, it's like an agnostic version of like ClickFunnels. So you can use, and the reason I say that is I can build things on Convert Pages, or I can take it and embed it on my WordPress site if I want to. So I don't need to stay in the ecosystem if I don't want to. But it connects, it can do all of those things. You can build upsells, downsells, all of those things. I don't personally use it for my upsells and downsells, but that's because I have a very intense relationship with Google Forms. No, not Google Forms, Paperform. Yep. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yep. Great question. So we have that. Okay, let me move this stuff out. Okay, cool. Okay, so we've gone through Marketplan. If anyone has any questions or want to try out Marketplan, remember there's links. You can use my affiliate link or just go to marketplan.io to check that out. I'm going to switch over to Brilliant Directories for a moment, just because I've been meaning to work on Brilliant Directories for a minute. If anyone has any questions, let me know. Let's see. So I'm going to log in. And this helps basically because it will create a directory and really a marketplace. You can create a marketplace with Brilliant Directories, but it's a membership. You can do chat. You can do all of these things. Yeah, I really like it. So I'm working on building it out. Now, again, the reason I like it, I think I'm going to probably build it out as a paid directory or something like that. You can also I added private chat with it. So again, I think I'm going to do something similar to everything marketplaces, but I'm going to be adding another tier where we can be having advertisements in it. I'm still debating. So that's my next project. So right here, yep. So let me see about this. My website. See the URL. See my websites. Where's my websites? Yeah, I just got started. So this one is just a basic directory. I just basically made it a very basic template, and I'm going to go in and start changing it. But I think there's a way to do a member directory. So I'm working on that. But I think there's just the amount of power that Brilliant Directories has. I think it's going to be my next project. I think it's going to be my next project. So we'll see. We shall see. Okay, let's see. We have that. And then I should have stopped my timer. Like, never mind. That's ruined. Next time, I messed that up. Okay. So we have that done. Okay, so the next project I'm going to be working on is that I need to send a link so you can see the other Maker Tech Tools, which is our other channel. Again, it's a smaller channel. We're still working on it. Maker Tech Tools. Hold on one second. I'll drop it in the chat. But it's everything else we're doing. We're going to be adding everything if we're doing hardware reviews. Hey, Erica, no worries. No worries. Great to see you. Thank you so much for being here, Erica. Yeah. So if you want to see the other channel, we're going to be adding a lot more, but it's all of our other experiments, our business stuff, all of those things. That's on the other channel. If you want to be notified when we create and do all those kind of things. So again, this one channel that you're on, you're seeing more no code and very specific tutorials. The other one is like a free for all. So it's all of our tech reviews, all the things we're doing, like what we're doing with Elgato, Stream Deck, all of those things that will be posted on the other platform or the other YouTube channel. Okay. Yeah, Erica. So what we just did, we were talking about Marketplan. Of course, you can check it out. See, I want to do this, but I don't really know exactly what or who I would be creating for. Does that make sense? Bernice, what are we talking about? For Brilliant Directories or for Marketplan? What platform are you thinking? Great question. Great question. Yeah. Let me know. Let me know in the chat. So, Erica, what we were talking about before, and you can watch part of the replay, but what we were saying was for Marketplan, really, if you're going to be using this at the agency level, because congratulations, by the way, Erica won the contest with Marketplan. So I think she got that. Yeah, you got like the agency version. Oh yeah. Okay. So Renee's. So I want to do this, but I don't know exactly what or who I would be creating this for. Okay. So with Marketplan, what I would do is first look at the target demographic. That number one, are you in an area such as do you work in the arts and in the arts or health and wellness? What field do you want to be in? I would say, what field do you want to be in? And also, do you want to stay in that same industry or are you trying to look to get out and try it with other ones? But with Marketplan, the way that I would really do focus on one industry or vertical at a time. Don't feel like you're going to go out with Marketplan and like help everyone. I know this is very common, like marketing, uh, you know, tactics, but I really think it's important because if you go after everyone and try to use Marketplan, you're not going to find a niche that really work for you to scale. Yeah. So what I would do is number one, focus on an industry that you love or know that you want to impact. And what I use Marketplan first off, if there's already a company that's making money but they're really not organized. They have no systems in place. Marketplan can work so well to create standard operating procedures. Because if you ask them, okay, so what are you doing with marketing? We're just posting on social media. Okay, so from your social media posts, are you directing them to a landing page? If they don't know that, or they are like, I don't really know, we're not really tracking campaigns. Well, right there at the top of the funnel, I would be saying use Marketplan for them to have a streamlined approach for their business. And so I would sell Marketplan either as you implementing and helping them, or what I like even better, you're just a consultant and you're showing them the plan and you're either sending them the plan each month and they implement it, or they have someone that's a social media manager or something that can learn from you, and then you charge them for that those sessions, and then they implement it. I find it it's a lot when you're trying to be the consultant and you have to implement. Sometimes it becomes it just becomes complicated in the relationship. So I'm a huge fan of, if I'm using Marketplan, you're the consultant that knows and understands what they need, and then you implement it from there. Let me know if that makes sense. Yeah, you won the agency plan. So, Erica, you won the agency plan. What can you do? Yeah, let's see. 15 users, 50,000 page views. Yeah, like you can build your whole agency with that one. That plan right there. Yeah. Yeah, not a problem. Not a problem. So, yeah, so how I would start this out is, let me just bring out this page. If I'm thinking about this plan, custom branded. That's right. Custom branded. So yeah, when I it's all branded with Brand Factory. So they don't even see that it's Marketplan. It's awesome. So again, they're not going to go off and think that they can do it. Most people don't, but again, it's all of yours. It's your entire brand. So Marketplan for beginners, getting started. All right. So the first thing is I would say identify target demo and industry you want to be part of. Okay? Then from there, look at what people are struggling with. Okay, so for example, if I was working with personal trainers and I'm in health and wellness, a lot of times they know they want to go online. They're deciding if they want to use Kajabi or Teachable or something like that. And they haven't really thought about the connection of social media and how they're going to get them to course. A lot of times, sometimes it's just haphazard or they're just doing boot camps or something like that. You're going to be able to create the standard operating procedures, the workflow from what they're saying on Facebook or Instagram, and then getting them to that boot camp that's going to be in an LMS, which is a learning management system, something like Podio or Teachable, something like that. So you can be using Marketplan to do this. Now, the reason I would go after businesses, they're already motivated to get this right versus if you're after creators or makers, a lot of times they're doing it as a side hustle or they're not as motivated some of the times, a lot of the times, because they're doing so many things or they're working on personal projects and they're just tinkerers. If I'm working with an established brand that is depending on sales and they are doing a bunch of manual things and they don't understand marketing, then I could be using Marketplan to streamline and have a bird's eye view of everything that they need in their life. And they're going to take it serious and they're going to pay me what I'm worth. That's why I'm going to do it. Let me know if that makes sense. Let me know if that makes sense. It depends. Startups could use this as well. It really depends if they're bootstrapping or if they, VC funded. It just depends on the stage of the startup. I've done this with startups, but so many times I've been with startups and they're trying to give me equity, and I'm not into sweat equity. I can't pay my mortgage with sweat equity. So a lot of startups I just don't work with unless they're VC funded or they have revenue and they can devote to this. And usually I'll go the consulting route versus trying to work for the startup itself. They can, pay me as a retainer or something like that. Yeah, it just depends on the startup. That's a great question, Lee. Yeah, but I mean, most startups would need this too. Just depends. Just depends. I find that, yeah, I find that when I'm saying small business or the ones that identify themselves as small business, they're they're usually bootstrapping or mom and pop or they're doing something not in the startup world. I find that a lot of startups, when you're talking to the CEO and they know how to, like, they're always like, well, what's the equity stake? Or if you're on it, we're doing something great, which is totally possible. I just know I've been in too many startups. I feel like I'm 85 years old. Yeah, I'm done with startups for the most part. If I had as much sweat equity that's owed to me, I could buy like 5 islands right now. Yeah, I'm too old. I'm just way too old. So for me, I'll just come in as a consultant and they'll just pay me that way. Um, but for the most part, for me personally, I like working with small businesses better. Unless I really like the startup and I'll help, but I'll do that more pro bono or I'll do it, a one off or something like that, or I'll do it for, a percentage in the future. But for the most part, I just don't like that back and forth. Yeah, that conversation. That's just me. That's just me. So getting started, we have that identify target demo and industry, look at what people are struggling with, and then provide a solution. And all I would do is Marketplan's so easy to use once you get used to it. It takes a couple, hours at the most, but once you get used to it, now I can make up mock-ups really quickly. So instead of me pitching and I got to go to a meeting and then see if this is right. If I can see what's going on with the business, I'll just make a market plan and send it to them and say like, hey, this is what I see the problems or the faults or what I would say you would need help with. Let me know if you're interested. And that way it's a lot better. I've already shown my worth. If they're motivated, we're going to have a meeting pretty quickly. If not, we move on. But that will take like less than 15 minutes. I make the market plan or I have a template that I can modify very easily. I send them a personal video and then I go from there. So I use Dub and I just send them a video via email. And then if they say yes or no, then we have a conversation. Yeah, Dub's one of my favorites. Yeah, I love this. It's so yeah, probably one of I don't know what year it was on AppSumo. It's probably one of the best ones I have. But you can do, I mean, there's tons out right now. It'd just be something that you can use to make it personal and then move on from there. Yeah, let me know if that makes sense. Miss Taylor, let me know if that makes sense. So we have that, provide a solution. And then if I'm working on the agency side, I would definitely do that. If I am trying to make this a productized service, what I would do is just show how to use this. And then I just sell maps. So that's what we've done too. Does this help? By the way, let me know if this helps. So we went through this. Does that help you with how you could use it? Which one are you leaning one towards the other? You being an agency and working with clients? Let me know. We've moved away from more agency work for the most part, but we have stayed with selling templates for this, where we'll have them on board, you know, either start with a free account or a paid account and we make an affiliate off of that. And then we just give them either a PDF version of the plan or they just use it in their account in Marketplan and then they run from there. Yeah, personally, if I'm trying to scale it, so I'm scaling it and I don't want to have more clients. I'm doing productized service, so I'm just building maps out. But that comes with a lot of experience and already having case studies or having clients that have already worked and then just saying, I made them X amount with this funnel. Do you want to have this funnel? And just sell them that. Like we'll probably do that coming up with one of our clients, Make a Wood Sign. One of our best clients, they're just killing it. They're just killing it, right? And like so they did all this stuff. They're doing great with their 7 steps. I mean, Make a Wood Sign is exactly what you think. It's making a wood sign. But they've had great success on their conversions on a free course and then also their paid course. And we doubled their revenue in 1 year. So we'll probably build that out as a market plan and then just sell the funnel, what we did. Armin, hey, thanks so much for being here. Thanks for dropping by. So again, it really depends. Now, the agency side, you can be making more money potentially because you would be charging more than, so it's almost like DIY. DIY would be us selling the market plan. So that's the productized service. Done with you or done for you is going to be the agency level. So you're going to have a lot more contact with your clients, but you could be potentially making a lot more. I want to be an agency, but many people tell me I need to be in coaching. I mean, that's possible. Those people that tell you need to be coaching, do they pay you for coaching though? I mean, it's possible. You could. It could be part coaching, part agency, but I'm in the camp of who's paying you, you know? You might want to do coaching eventually, or if people are paying you for coaching, that might be a good idea. You might be doing coaching and then giving them solutions by giving them market plans and things like that, or templates. It really depends on who's paying you and everything like that. Yeah, it's possible. I'm always like, where does it go? Where does the money go? Yeah, just something to think about. But Erica, you can do whatever you want. You're talented. You can do whatever you want. But I would look at the setting the goals. You know, I did this the other day. Hold on. This I did this the other day, which I really like. Actually, this is how we first had. I want to be one of your best clients. Love it. I love it, Erica. Love it. You're getting there. Listen, one step at a time. One step at a time. Where is my stuff? Let me switch over. Where's my what's that thing that I had? App plan money. Yeah. App money plan. Okay, so this is something I really focus on. And this can be an app or this can be a project, an agency, whatever. But like I really go through this and I'm really bullish on this. I'd first like write down right off the bat, how much money do you want to make from your app or your service? Like, and then the next questions are really important because a lot of people are like, well, I want to make seven figures. I want to make six figures. But have you ever sold an app? Have you ever sold this type of service? And this is really important to look at because it's all right if you haven't. You just got to put those, you've got to set the standards lower so you get your easier wins and then get to the next point. So if you've ever sold a product or service or an app, you make sure that you're on that page. And then have you ever sold a membership or product? A lot of people come into wanting to run an agency or running an app or something and they've never sold anything before. You've got to give yourself enough leeway because if you've never sold anything, it's going to take you some time to just even get used to that. You can't, it's not fair if someone's been in sales 10 years and then you're like, I'm not making as much as them. Well, because they've been doing this for 10 years, right? So looking at these things and what was the most expensive thing you've ever sold for a membership product, the reason that's important is a lot of times there's a whole other psychology. If you've never sold something for 10,000, your body language might be totally different than you selling something that's $10. And you might be undermining yourself in your agency process. And so there's a lot of things that you need to get used to having tier packages, selling, and just pitching and failing to get used to what that is and to make sure that you're in the right headspace and you're showing confidence. That's a huge thing. If people can't see that where you're going or that you're confident, people won't buy from you. Like there's a whole other issue, but like it's blood in the water. If you say $10,000 and you don't believe it, or you've never done it and you change your body position, you can't sell for 10,000. Not successfully. They'll talk you lower. So those kind of things you have to do. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. You're awesome. Thank you so much for being here. Frantic. Thank you so much for being here. But that's really going to help you. That's really going to help you. And then if you're saying, I want to make 100K next year, great. How can we get there? It's really breaking down the framework. I mean, this was the first time, especially when I never made 100K in a year before. I always said that, but I just didn't even believe it. It just didn't seem possible. But really, you just break down the math, and that's what really helped me. So I need to make 10K per month, and that allows you to understand if you're tracking in the right position, tracking in the right way per month, and if you're on track, if you're not on track, all of those things. And then it allows you to see if I want to make 100K, 50K, 25K per year, how much do you need to make per month? And then that allows you to understand how much your packages need to be when you're selling. Because if you're going to be charging packages in the $1 to $100, look at how many more times you have to sell. Versus if you make a really good package and you understand what's going on, it's going to tier it in the right way. And so it comes down to how much are you going to charge for your services, your app, your productized service. And then you're writing down, I want to make and I need to sell this amount. And I know that seems very basic and maybe a lot of people don't care about this. This is usually where people fall down in their building their agency because they don't look at this. And a huge thing is if you're hiring other people in the agency, how much do you have to pay them to do their job too? Because you have to bake that into the price too. Because at one point when we were making like 15K a month, but we had to pay out 10K a month to contractors. Well, yeah. Well, that's not even feeling that great, right? 15K. Okay. Well, that's great. But look at how much we had to pay out. So that's why we switched over to productize and we streamlined the whole thing and we don't work with contractors anymore. And then it became more profitable. But it depends on the structure of your business, what you want to do, all of those things. And I mean, we've talked about this before, but like this is literally, if anyone see, I mean, I don't have a problem showing, like, this is our weekly business check-in. This is how we operate the whole business. This is how we operate the whole business. We go through number of active projects and clients, stress level on active projects, projects and timelines. We have green light, yellow light, yellow light, red light to see what's going on. Project updates, needs something, obstacles, projects to reach main goal, and then every manager knows what's going on from there. That's why we have about 15-minute meetings with everyone on the teams, and then go from there. By the way, I got this from a mentor. I did not create this. I just added a couple other things that work for us. But the, red light, green light, all that kind of stuff, that was from someone else. Do you have any training on how to package design your services? How to package design your services? We haven't really done it. There's a couple mini courses and we've shown it a couple times. Really, to tell you the truth, it has to do with the flow chart, if anything. Actually, we do have how to package. I totally forgot. Yeah, we definitely have that. Hold on. Yeah, it's in our Brand Factory OS. I totally forgot. Yeah, Product Sherpa. So you're in the membership, so you get access to this, Erica. But like, this breaks down how you actually make your product offerings, and this breaks down, yeah, how to do, knowledge as a service, one-on-one coaching or auditing, courses, digital products, how to break that down. Yeah, I totally forgot. Yeah, we have that. The Product Sherpa breaks down all of that. Step 4. Yeah, I should have just looked at our own thing. But yeah, so this is our full Brand Factory OS from idea to online business. So it breaks down how to launch the idea, and then all the way from building your own operating system and selling your business. Yeah, it's 9 steps. It breaks everything down with our clients. So yeah, Erica, if you can't find it, let me know. I'll link it to you. But yeah, it breaks all that stuff down. Yeah, step 4. Great question. Great question. So yeah, that's literally how we do it. And then if we're looking at like our current projects, everything, yeah, this is just in, like, you can see all the things that Sabrina is doing behind the scenes. But like, this shows us everything that we're doing, from our videos to how we pitch to who we're working with, all of those things. Like, yeah. And that's all we do. We look at these 2 things and look at projections every single week to make sure we're on track. What do we need? How much money are we making? How much are we not making? How can we increase it? Number of deals, all of those things. And really, it just depends on what you want to use. But like, what is it? I mean, you can use something like Sales Flare or something like that to keep track of deals. You can also do the same thing in Marketplan and just have it in a Kanban board. So you're seeing where Marketplan is like stages, leads, contacted, qualified, whatever. You can do the same thing in Marketplan. You just move it. You look at view. Go here to Kanban. And then just change the titles for your Kanban. Yeah. Just make it a different thing. Yeah, right? So you can just say, yeah, just change any of the words. And you can have your own like breakdown. And then you just track your leads and track what's going on. Yeah. No problem, Erica. So, I mean, if you're looking at this and you really want to do an agency, what I'd first do, so you have that in stage 4, Erica. So you have that. But if I'm looking at it, if I'm looking at, you want to create like a product suite, I still think you probably need to get to the clarity or the ask section where you're validating and you're going through this, turn your idea into reality, and going through it and seeing if they're going to pay you what you want. There's no point in packaging your deals and going through all that if they won't pay you what you're worth. So I would first go through this whole thing. If it's a prospective client, make sure they go through this entire thing. And if you can't get them to even want to pay you an invoice or something, there's no point of trying to create this package or productize service yet. You've got to make sure that it works once and streamline those things and then go from there. Yeah. Let me know if that makes sense. Let me see. I'm going to show you, and we do this all the time with like paper form. I'll show you an example. Where's my thing in paper form? Paper form. Okay. Okay. I'll show you in two different things: content creation, full sponsorship. Okay. I can show you this. Let me. Sponsorship. Okay. All right. So let me bring over a couple. Okay. Let's take a look right here. So instead of like when we were first trying out different like content creations, what we were doing, if people are going to pay for it, all we did was a landing page and we just put our price. Are they going to do it? Yes or no? And so now we could test out a lot of different other things. For example, like we make a lot of standard operating procedures and people want us to do it for them. Well, before they're even allowed to do it, we're seeing if they can fill out where they are in their business. How much is it worth it to them? And then if we make it more tangible to see if we should even work with them, should we offer it, and then we see how much is it worth to you. Okay, well, if it's worth to you this amount, we're going to charge you this amount, and see if they say yes or no. And now we're not building out all these curriculums, all these other things. We're testing out the entire idea on paper form in very simple ideas before we go on. Exactly like right here, co-sponsorships. When we do the 1 month trials, guess what? $750, 1 month trial, see if the sponsorship. And that's how we started, right? So again, building the plan, not putting the cart before the horse, so to speak, just seeing what we need to do and using simple tools to validate if people are willing to pay, and don't worry about anything else. If they're not willing to pay, they're not the right kind of clients, they're going to waste your time, or you need to change your own offering and then move on. And that's what we did for 3.5 years, right? So we started in fitness. We were in a very specific niche of going for CrossFit gyms and everything. Guess what? For me personally, it wasn't the right fit. I had my own CrossFit gym. I was doing all those things, but that didn't really resonate and didn't work well with me. Had to move on, right? But the consulting that I did at $97 in fitness is the same exact consulting I do at 10K per month. It's the same exact thing. I'm not joking. I'm not kidding you. I'm not lying. It is the same exact thing. It just was in front of a different audience. So when you're looking at it, look at who you're trying to attract, what kind of businesses, do they even have the budget to afford you? Are you making that big of a difference for their business? And then move on from there. But yeah, turn your idea into reality. I would do that first session right here. We've talked about it a couple times on stream, but like if you can't move through this workflow, like there's no point of you creating a whole product. Yeah. So 3 steps: who are you helping? What does success look like? And then workflow to validate your app or your business. You go through this. That's it. And there's a whole video. I think I just released a video last week about this and it breaks it down. Where is that? Hold on 1 second. Let me put it in the chat. How to validate your app idea. But you can do the same thing if you're doing a business, agency, all those things. And if some people are seeing that I'm crying, it's because one of my favorite players just went to the Knicks, it looks like. Oh, the Celtics are getting killed in these deals. I've got to stop looking at my phone. It's just making me depressed. Okay, I'm going to put this in the chat. This is how you break down. It's just me going through it, but let me put it in the chat right now. It's another right here. Here we go. All right, and that's going to be linking the app. Same exact thing. So it's exactly what I'm talking about here. You can watch the video, work through it, see what you think, all those things. Okay, awesome. So remember, we're going to be back with another video tomorrow. I think it's going to be vLoud versus Uscreen. So we're going to be talking about if you've ever had questions on how to use that AppSumo product vLoud, we're going to be talking about that. We're going to be back later on with a new project, a new type of video next week as well. If you're part of the membership, remember you can join the membership down below for the Build It community, or two, if you want to join just the Discord group, we'll drop it in the chat in a little bit. Eli, no problem. Remember, in the Discord group. If you ask questions, anything like that, we'll be sure to answer it. But that is where we are when we're not offline, online. And then also too, if you have questions or you're saying I'm not getting the notifications when we go live, I want to make sure that I see this. If you join the Discord group, it will tell you when my videos drop when we go live. So join the Discord, all of those kind of things. Again, thank you so much for your time and energy today and asking great questions. I'll see you next week. And everyone, have a wonderful day. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.